We got an email from Tony late yesterday afternoon, and he sent along a couple of pictures. And this is what he had to say. I'm guessing that in a few weeks we're going to be getting pictures of the completed thing, and I'm looking forward to it, as I'm sure you are too. Anyway, speaking of looking forward to things, today is Monday, and Cellar Dweller is closed, so we will not be getting a call from Cellar Dweller telling us that the Hood is here. At the end of yesterday's episode, I said we were going to put on the macro lens and have a nice close look. Well, we will. But before I do that, I want to give credit where credit is due. This idea of putting a piece of masking tape over where you want to have your boot line, I got from somebody by the name of Bill. And he's got a channel, and he calls it Senior Chief's Model Ship, or something like that. And he's doing the 200 scale Arizona right now. Yeah, I don't know if you want to check that out or not. Anyway, thank you, Bill. That was a good idea. Now let's stick on our macro lens. Okay, I do have the macro lens on, but we are not moved in quite as close as we can get. This, of course, is going to show the entire area of it. Well, not the width, but a little something on here. Was I careless when I was cleaning the airbrush, or what is this? Oh, it's a little piece of dust. Okay. Doesn't want to let go. Anyway, enough about the dust. Okay, let's move in and just see how definitive the line is. You know, from the gray to the black, or from the hull red to the black. Is it going to be kind of jagged, if you know what I mean? You know, from my perspective, it looks really good. Yeah, but if we... Now, mind you, I know that when we put on the macro lens and look at stuff, it always looks worse than it really is, right? Let's take a look at another area here. See if I can move it over. Now, I'll bet you that out there in YouTube land there was somebody watching and thinking, I'll bet you old Ron is going to stick on his super macro. Well, of course. Yeah, and then when we look at it real close, naturally our line is going to look a little bit, you might say, jagged. But it's pretty good. I don't think I have to do the clear coat idea. I'm satisfied with it the way it's coming out with this Tamiya tape. Now, I really don't think there's too much use me doing the clear coat test here. I'm like I mentioned, I'm quite happy with the way this looks, and I'm looking at it really close right now. Nobody's going to look at it this close. And yes, I do have my reading glasses on. Anyway, I know that clear coat has been recommended a lot to me. During the entire Bismarck build, people kept talking about clear coat. Somebody actually said, once your Bismarck is done, spray the whole thing with clear coat. And I'm thinking, my goodness, that's going to make my rigging a sticky mess. You know, I think possibly clear coating is overrated. It seems to me 2 or 3 months ago we did try some kind of experiment with clear coat. I think it had to do with decals, but did we ever actually check to see how would the easy line, like the rigging, be affected by clear coat? We have a little bit of time today. That's about all I want to do. And tomorrow, Tuesday, well, maybe we'll get a call from Cellar Dweller. Anyway, let's just try an experiment with the clear coat, both the flat and the glossy, and see how it affects easy line. Okay, let's just take a couple of little samples here. Won't take very much. I don't want to waste this easy line. It's really hard to get. Come on. There we go. There. Obviously, I had loosened these lids before. Okay, now I've shaken the clear, and we're just going to take a little sample here. That's all we need. Now I'm using a different pipette. I'll rinse these out later. Okay, now let's just watch and see what is the reaction when we drop the easy line into the Tamiya clear. Is it gonna start twisting all up like it does when we drop it into extra thin? Or is it gonna just maintain its shape? Maybe I should, what if I should push it down? No, it seems to be getting in there. It does not seem to be reacting. Let me get the lids back on these. About as much time has passed now as it took me to rinse out my pipettes so I could reuse them. And this is still liquidy. It is not affecting the easy line. So my fear that it was going to, all crinkle up like a dead spider. Okay, I'll have to remember that if I do spray clear, and it does get on the rigging, it's not going to affect it. Now, I was just thinking about what I said here, and it could be that that's not true. It could be that after I had airbrushed clear onto the easy line and it dried, it could be that it changed its ability to, or reduced its ability to have that unbelievable stretching property. You know how it'll stretch to 6-7 times its original length without breaking, or so they say. Didn't we do a test on that to find out? Anyway, it does stretch unbelievably. So if you had a piece of easy line stretched out, and if there was clear on it, and you accidentally bumped it or something, it could be it'll snap a lot easier. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Now, about our nameplates, I've had another idea. As well as myself, other people were noticing that the word Bismarck was off to the right, and it was almost as though something was supposed to go right there, and I don't remember seeing a decal or anything that, maybe there was something and I missed it. I can't find my decals now. I don't know if I maybe threw them out because I didn't think I was going to use them or what. They might be around somewhere. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I've since had another idea. I was planning on waiting for the nameplate to come for the hood and then do them all at the same time. But my latest thought is, how would it be, and instead of using these, I would draw something out in CorelDRAW, print something out, and just have sort of a little, as well as it's saying a German battleship Bismarck, it would have the date as to when it was launched, the date it was sunk, and as for the Rodney, when it was launched, when it was scrapped. The Rodney apparently survived, and the Hood, same thing. Maybe a little brief technical data, like how much it weighed, how long it was. I don't know. This is just a thought. And then these, these things would probably be about this size, and it would sort of hang underneath the in the case somewhere. It's just a thought. I'm just thinking about that. So maybe I won't be using these after all. However, there was two ideas that I really liked. I was getting suggestions as to how to paint these, and I like Tony's idea of spraying the whole thing, whatever color I wanted the background, and then sort of semi-dry brushing the letters. Well, that I could do without having to buy anything. Now, another person had an idea, and it was much the same. You would spray the background, whatever you want, and then use one of these paint markers. You know, it's like a felt marker, only it's got paint in it, and I think they have a little pump on them or something. I've never actually used one, never had one, and I don't have it, so I'd have to go out and get it. But that's another idea that sounded pretty good. But you know, if I print something out on the printer and just plain old black and white, you know, and have the letters to a size of maybe a 14 or maybe a 16 point, so that it could be easily read by anybody standing in front of the case. That's my thinking right now. However, as for right now, I think we're pretty well done here as to what we can do today. So thanks for watching, and all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.